think left,
think right,
think low,
think high.
Oh, the things you can think up if only you try. And with this, I'm Abdul Sami Gabon.
And it's been artificial now.
The topic we are going to present you is about co-education.
So, what is co-education? Co-education is the education of boys and girls in the same educational institute. So, in the ancient time, there was no any concept of co-education. There was only single-sex education. The education of women was in general was rare. Co-education even more so. Sparta, the Greek state, was one of the fewer places of the ancient time with organizing a school system for girls and as well as boys. The education, the purpose of this education was to create ideal soldiers and younger strong women who could bear strong babies. Although this form of education was introduced in Switzerland, but it has become more popular almost in all Europe and America. The first school in the nation to be successfully founded is Oberlin Collegiate Institute in Oberlin, Ohio in 1833. Now in Pakistan, public and private institutes also adopted this form of education. Sakharaga University, Deccan House and more training institutes are the examples of co-education of institutes.
However, everything has advantages and disadvantages, and I'm going to discuss about the advantages of co-education. That would be the advantages of this may be the depth. It develops mutual respect between the boys and girls. Definitely, when they study together in a single institute, they have the understandings. They develop understanding, and they try to just to come in our institution. I might find some shortage of the teachers. That creates the disadvantage. Then comes unwanted arguments and issues. Most probably, like we comment, like the male teacher is focusing more on girls. Most probably, boys say that the male teacher is focusing more on girls rather than us. When there comes to the female teacher, what the girls comment, they do say that the female teacher is focusing more to the boys. That is what the society criticizes, and that also have the arguments.
No, it comes to the supporting factors of co-education. There are two supporting factors of co-education. One is economical and the second is social income. In the perspective of economical factor, the available infrastructure of the institutes is sufficient. There is no need to develop and create more institutes on the basis of gender, and it is best for the underdeveloped countries. And now it comes to sociological factor. The sociological factor, co-education provides a more realistic way of training young people in the way of realistic way of training young people to get their positions naturally in the wider community of men and women. Co-education allows young people to express their views openly, and it eliminates the gender discrimination. By the co-education, boys and girls get social maturity and on the valuable social interactive and on sharing purpose of co-education.
Actually, Islam is not against the co-education. Islam does not restrict there should not be co-education. If Islamic values are kept in mind, the co-education is not prohibited. There are certain values like for the girls, for the Muslim girls, they should be in a proper hijab. They should wear proper hijab, covering their bodies, even their hands and foot, and even their face, excepting eyes. That is a proper hijab for the girls. And if all of the activities like the interaction with the boys, the girls should have the interactions limited, or the boys should have the interaction with the girls limited. That is Islam. Then this Islam allows you to study in a co-education environment.
No, why people criticize co-education? Because conservative people criticize co-education because they think this is against their tradition. Because from the previous their ancestors, it becomes single-sex education. or it is new for them. So they think that this is against their tradition. They fear that the form of co-education will develop immoral relationships between boys and girls, and they believe that this will spoil both genders, the boys and the girls, because they will study in same institute, they will interact with each other, so they believe that it will spoil both genders, boys and girls.
Concluding this topic, that confidence and understanding. As I referred before, that the girls and boys interaction or participating in certain festivals, culture days, or whatsoever comes to it. So definitely, when they will have discussions, when they will have preparations, when they will have you may say certain more handful words, that would create the confidence in them, and both the genders will be able to know their feelings, their attitudes, how they react. Like boys sometimes criticize girls that girls are what they are emotional. That is what the criticism the boys do, and this way they will have the certain understandings. Then it comes to the economical point of view. As we discussed before, that if I'm an entrepreneur or something, if I want to open an institute, I would have to open a separate institute for the boys and girls. So it would cost me, it would be costly for me. Suppose that I need a physics teacher and I do not have the physics teacher, so that I would have to pay more for hiring the another teacher. Even the space I have in the boys institution, even though I have their space, but I cannot teach them, or I cannot bring both the genders in one institute. That would create the economical issue for me, or for the country as well. The countries definitely country would need to open the separate institute, and it would be costly for them. They would have to appoint more teachers, female teachers, then male teachers, and they would have to place them in the separate buildings and infrastructure and this all. Then it comes to the future strong relationships. Most probably, you might have seen that in this at this era, the marriages have been unsuccessful most of the time. It becomes that after 2 to 3 months or after 1 or 2 years, the marriages break up. It is because we separate girls and boys from the beginning until they become job means until 25 or 26 years. Definitely, they do not have any experience how to have equilibrium with each other, or how to make the understanding with them. So definitely marriages become unsuccessful in that life, and we have means that becomes this benefit for us, and this would create future strong relationship. Then proper use of education, co-education. Most probably schools do offer co-education, but they do not follow certain proper rules, or they do not provide a a proper way to make them in a proper environment. They do not have the proper environment, so that becomes spoiled, and so the most people criticize co-education. Thank you for that.
There are two